Okay, everybody, this is Stephen Key on inventRightTV, and joining me today is Dana Knowles, and we're going to talk about what companies really need to see from you in order to license your idea. So please watch this video. Okay, Stephen Key, Dana Knowles, we're back on inventRightTV, and we're going to talk a little bit more about getting into companies. What are they looking for? What do they want? And how can you secure your licensing deal? Okay, Dana, we have the program called Gateway. We've been talking a lot about it. But every Thursday, the Gateway team, I think there's a lot of you guys. I don't attend so much anymore. You guys don't want me to be there anymore, so I don't attend so much.
I think there's 7 of us on the team.
And you review products every Thursday. People have to fill out an application. We don't take everything. So why is that application important for the 7 people to see if their product is good for Gateway?
Well, there's a couple things that, first of all, before the application even comes in, if anybody's trying to look for the application on our website, it's not there. You're not going to see it. You have to book a call with myself, Sylvia, or Andrew. You can go online, book a call.
Really. Why?
Well, we want to verbally talk to you about how far along you are, because in Gateway, you have to be at a certain far alongness. I don't know how to say it.
Okay.
It just can't be an idea or a sketch on a napkin. We actually want Gateway clients who have put a little skin in the game too. Just like companies want products where the inventor put a little skin in the game, our clients have to put. So a working prototype, a works like prototype, not necessarily looks like, just show us, because I always say filling out the application and writing down everything is like trying to write down how to tie your shoes. We need to see that your product does what you're saying it does. A company is going to want to see what your product, the benefits to the consumer is, what your product does. So when we're on the phone with somebody, we're talking to them about, how far along are you? Some people have patents. Some people have product they're selling on Amazon. A lot of our clients have product they're selling on Amazon already, and they just can't scale it. And then some people just have a homemade working prototype. And then what industry is it in? Because some industries we don't want to get into that now, but some industries we're just not that familiar with, or they're a little bit more difficult to get into. And I hate to even give titles of different industries, because that we really have to, this product might be in the same industry as this product, but we take on this product, but not this product for a reason,
So let's talk about that application, because I think that, the Gateway, we know what companies are looking for. Yeah. We know what they're going to be asking, and we know why they sign licensing deals. Okay. And there's certain things that they need to see in order for you to get the deal. Okay. Right. And we're asking those type of questions to make sure you have that type of information to increase your chances of getting a deal in which, when we show it to a company, they can make a good decision, because we've answered some of those questions on some of the marketing material. So it's really about knowing what companies need to make good decisions. Is that right?
I think too, let me tell you what you don't need. You don't need a sell sheet to apply for Gateway. You don't need a sell sheet. You don't need a patent issued. Okay. You don't even need a PPA.
Okay.
We're going to make sure you have a PPA. You're going to make sure you have a PPA before we pitch ideas. The biggest thing for Gateway for applicants is to have a working prototype. Okay. Proof of concept.
Why is that so important?
Oh, because, Stephen, you're killing me. Because you could have a product that does something with solar or electronics, or not big solar, but little solar. But if it's just a thought, because you know how it is, we think a product's going to work. In our head, it works perfect. But in reality, it does not work. Okay. And so the company is going to want to say, did you, well, how does this work? Did you test it? Even if it's tested once and worked okay, that's something we can work with. So, but I think too that inventors gosh, I'm going off on tangents, but that's okay. Inventors put so much time and energy into things that they don't need to do and
Okay.
not focus on the things that they do need to do.
And I don't think they know that.
No, they don't.
I don't think they know that,
No,
Dana, because
I didn't either.
you guys have built quite a large network of companies. How many companies have you guys have relationships with?
Well over 700. I haven't looked at the number lately.
So, and it's all different categories, but they kind of are telling you what they need to see in order to make a decision. And they need to see something that actually works. Because if it doesn't work, you guys, or if you haven't built that prototype, you're too early. You're just too early for them to go, hey, we'll build we'll do all that work for you. No. You've got to have a little skin in the game and say, hey, I've done some work.
And keep in mind too, I know we're talking about what we do on Thursday, but we're not, that people don't understand. I believe, and I talk to inventors all the time. Sylvia and I talk to between 20 to 50 inventors a week, and people who aren't in our membership or aren't a gateway client, and they have a misconception about what prototypes are. They think a prototype is this beautiful, ready product, ready to be put on a store shelf. No, it's not.
Okay.
It's basically proof that your product does what it says it does. Okay. And you've said it many times. It can be duct tape, glued, super glued, painted. Just make sure that it works.
Do I need to sell it? I mean, do I have to go ahead and manufacture it and show that people want it? Do I need to do that?
No. In fact, I'm glad you brought that up, because just recently I had a call with an inventor. And he said, I'm going over to China. I'm getting manufacturing. And I said, well, and primarily people call us because they want a license. I said, well, it sounds like you want to venture. You want to start your own company. He said, no, I want a license. But basically what he says is, but if I manufacture and then sell, won't I be able to negotiate a better royalty rate? And I said, no, not really, unless you have sold 300,000 units that year. Then maybe you can negotiate a better, because you have proof that it sells. I said, and this is why. I explained to him, I said, think about this. When you're at when a company's at a trade show and buyers are coming through their booth, what do buyers want to see? New products. They don't want to see something that they could easily find on the internet. They want new, something that wows them. And that's why when we send products over, even through Gateway, we vet them. How new is this? How different is it? It doesn't have to be brand new. It doesn't have to reinvent the wheel, but is it a really new, cool spin on an existing product?
Okay.
So anyway, so I kind of schooled him a little bit on why do you really want to invest $100,000, sell some units, bust your butt going to trade shows, running your own Amazon, doing whatever you can do, trying to get it into stores, thinking you're going to get a better royalty rate, and you're not, because companies are probably just going to say, hey, it's already been out there. Why would I?
So that's okay. So let's keep on that track a little bit. All right, so I don't really need a patent. Right. I don't need to sell product to prove that people want it. I do need a working prototype. It doesn't have to be pretty. It could be a Frankenstein, but show that it actually works.
Right.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. And I need something new. Right? I need to do something where there's a point of difference compared to all the other stuff out there, that I have something new that people are going to want. Right. We think they're going to want. Okay, you've got a great product idea and you're not quite sure what to do. Or maybe you've got inventory in your garage because you were selling your product on Amazon and you don't want to continue doing it, but you want someone to help you license your idea to a company to bring it to market for you. We have a new program that's called Gateway, where we do all the work for you. We'll find the right companies and the right people to make sure your product is pitched correctly to get the licensing deal. This new program is called Gateway. If you're interested, please check it out. What about attitude?
Oh, patience and patience. Put on your patience cap, because this is not a get rich quick.
Okay, all right. But I want it to be.
it's just not. Then you know what? If then you're in the wrong business. Yeah, it's not a
I'm
get
glad you
rich
said that, because
the process.
when someone starts to say, the first thing they ask me, how much money am I going to make? I kind of want to go,
Mm,
this is,
yeah.
it's not that you cannot make a lot of money, but you better really like what you're doing, because it's not easy.
Well,
You're,
and we do talk about because when Sylvie and you know what, companies do the same thing. We're not doing anything that companies don't do. If you get in a licensing contract with a company, they are going to be in business with you on that project more than likely for a long time. Hopefully the product sells for a very long time. You're going to
okay.
be in communication with them. If a company senses that you're impatient, you too demanding, you're this, you're that, and you're not in the right frame of mind, they're going to pull the plug even before they start, because they're going to recognize that right away. So we do look at the client and their
Okay.
attitude and their expectations
Patience. Okay.
of what this process is going to be. So during that gateway meeting on Thursdays, you can kind of roll back around to our original conversation. We're looking at the product. We're looking at similar products out there. We do our investigating, and each of us might spend 5 or 10 minutes just looking for something. Then we come to the meeting, because if there's 7 people or eight people on the meeting, we're all kind of coming in with our combined knowledge of looking at that
Okay.
product really quickly. And then we're not debating or if it's a good product or a bad product. That's not our goal. Our goal, well, first of all, our goal is to see if anything out there is exactly like it, because we've had that happen where we found the exact same product out there, and then we had to go back to the applicant and say sorry, but here, and we send them over links to their exact same products from Amazon. But what we're looking at is, what industry is this in?
Yeah.
Can we get this in front of companies, and is there enough companies to reach out to? Because for us to get into 10 companies, which that's what we guarantee 10 companies are going to look at your product and respond. We may have to reach out to 25 or 30. So it has to be a big enough pool of
So,
companies.
Dana, why is that important for the gateway? Why is that important for inventRight that we do that type of work?
Which type are you talking about? What?
Well, the type of work to make sure that it's new. There's I guess the big picture I want people to realize, we do that type of work so companies that we send it to companies, we're proud of the product. We know it's a good fit for the company. We know the company's going to say, hey, great job. Maybe yes, maybe no, but send us more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is that important?
Well, because we at inventRight have a very good reputation with these companies, that we are doing our homework prior to sending them over anything. We very rarely, in fact, I don't think it's ever happened since we've done Gateway that a company has come back and said, I found the exact same thing online.
Right.
Why are you sending this to me?
And they hear that and they see that all the time.
Yeah.
So I think you have to realize too, what we have found, that these companies really like that we're doing this now.
Yeah.
They like that we're vetting it. They like that we're making sure the marketing material's spot on. It's a new product that's got all these things that they need to make a good decision.
Right.
We're doing all this work for them. We're taking away all that work because they have told us repeatedly over the years, you guys, we're seeing stuff that doesn't fit. We're seeing things that aren't new. That inventor maybe doesn't have the right attitude. It doesn't know the language. And it's frustrating to us. And you guys are doing that work now.
I think a big thing that companies like too, and I kind of add this in a lot of times when I'm talking to them for the first time, if I'm introducing us for the first time, who I am, who we are, what I have for them to see, I'm telling them, keep in mind that this sounds kind of bad, but I think it's a game changer for companies. You will not have to talk to the inventor of this product unless you have serious interest.
Oh.
Now, serious interest can be, that's a kind of vague, like serious interest. I always say there's different levels of interest.
Why is that important to them?
Hey, I'm an inventor and I used to be crazy. Because inventors are, and I mean, maybe other industries are like this too. I don't know, but
Okay.
if they inventors can be demanding, very impatient,
I know.
very well, why don't you like this product? Okay, well, you don't see the benefit in it. If a company says to us, and this happens a lot, hey, great product, really cool, not a right fit for us, we let the gateway client know this is what the company said. um, and then we write back to that contact and say, thank you very much.
Mm.
May I send you over new product? When may I send you
Yeah.
over more products? A lot of times they even will offer, this isn't a right fit for us, but we'll be glad to look at more products.
Yeah.
I love that. And you've seen those emails where I
Well,
send you, I love this. This is why I do this. Yeah,
yeah, I think they realize that we're saving them time and money.
yeah. And we're something interesting, and I thought you were going to go in this direction. We can get anywhere from 5, 10, 14 applications a week.
Yeah.
Okay. So after Sylvia and I talk to somebody, we'll send them an application. They fill it out. We look at them every Thursday. We don't take everybody. And this is, first of all, we research to see if there are products out there. How much of a point of difference is it? Um, we've even just said, you're not far enough along. This is what you have to do. Do this,
Yeah.
and then reapply to us. I'm proud to say that there's a lot of people who are willing to give us the $6,000, and out of our ethics and our morals to the inventing community, because we're
Sure.
inventors, that we're not going to take the money if we're not confident, 99.9% sure that this product can be submitted at this point to companies. And I'm very proud of that. Very
Yeah, I
proud.
think it's important. You guys, a couple things. You have to realize everybody on inventRight is an inventor.
Mm-hmm.
We know the pain. We know the process extremely well, and we want to protect that as much as we can because we know it's not easy. We know we have a lot of hopes and dreams in our hands, and people's hopes and dreams are in our hands, and
Yeah.
so you have to be careful with that. And but at the same side, we got to make sure these companies are liking what we're sending them too. If not, those doors close for us,
Yeah.
and that doesn't make sense. So we got to make sure we keep the company's happy, and we need to make sure we keep everybody at Gateway Spending Ideas happy too. So, and like I said, it's not easy to do, but we're pretty darn good at it. I want to say one other thing. Someone says, well, what is your success rate? You guys, I can tell you, when we take one on, we make a commitment, our success rate is 100%. We are going to get the companies. And if we don't, we give your money back.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, Dana, thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Stephen.
We will see you guys. We're going to make another announcement. We have a new platform. It's called the Licensing Playbook Live.
And let me ask you, Stephen, so we're talking about it. Is the link going to be below where they can join, or how can they join on this?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know exactly.
Tell them about
I don't
it.
know exactly. Wait a minute. That's a detail I don't know. But we're going to put information down below. Once you sign up, once you're on our email list, you're going to get notified. It's every Wednesday. It's a Zoom streaming situation, so you can join us. You can ask questions, which is really wonderful. You can see us on YouTube later. Same time too.
If you go to our website, you can sign up for our mailing list.
Yeah. And that's how you find out. Trust me, we'll send you enough notices. You'll be going, hey, stop sending me so many notices. But we want you to attend. And the big goal for the Licensing Playbook Live is to help you license ideas. And it's really about how to get into companies today, because it's not as easy as you think it is. Because I know a lot of you out there are getting frustrated.
I can guarantee you every week there's going to be a new story from one of us over here, one of the Gators team, that it's constant. It's just a constant. And that's where I think the experience of doing this year after year, year after year after year, day after day after day, that you just learn how to navigate anything that gets thrown at us.
Yeah, the thing I really like, and I think what everybody's going to enjoy, is that because we have a team doing it every single day, and the volume, they're learning, and they're going to share all that information with you guys. So please stay tuned. We'll see you next Wednesday, and every Wednesday at 5 p.m. West Coast, 8 p.m. East Coast.
8 p.m. my time. Yeah.
Yeah, your time. All right. Okay, Dana, thank you very much. And we'll see everybody next time on inventRight TV. Thanks, Dana.
Thanks, Stephen.